Hello everyone. Today we are going to see how we can basically access a dataset from Google Colaboratory Notebook. And the first step of that is uploading your dataset on your Google Drive and then accessing it from the Google Colab. So in order to, access data, it has to be on your Google Drive. So in order to get started, maybe we can look for some datasets at Kaggle. So I'm going to Kaggle, maybe Kaggle Titanic data. Yeah, that's the most famous data set on Kaggle. So we are going there. Okay. So yeah. So this is how Kaggle looks like. So basically, Kaggle is a platform where there are different people upload their data sets, and there are also some competitions going on there. If you are good at data science or if you are just a beginner, so you can participate in different competitions and on Kaggle, depending on your, I would say, depending on their difficulty level and what you level you are at. So this is how basically this is also a Kaggle competition data set, but it's the exploratory one. So if you are getting started with data science, you this is the first data set you'll be working with on Kaggle. So yeah, so let's see. uh, so this is how it looks. So here is the overview. So predict survival on the Titanic. So basically it has data of all the passengers who were there on Titanic. And then this is here are all the details of the data set, like what data exactly has. So let's say if I click on train CSV, okay, I'll need to sign in. Okay, so I'm now signed in. If you are new at Kaggle, you'll probably need to create your account. So these are all the details of different passengers on Titanic. Okay, this is the train CSV. So I think let's download it. Okay, yeah. So here we have it. Now, yeah, so we'll go to this link collab.research.google.com. Here we'll go and we'll create a new notebook. So I'm just naming it as Colab tutorial. And so what we are going to do is we are going to read from our drive. So for that, I'm going to write this from Google dot Colab import drive. And yeah, this is like AI generated one, but this is how you basically mount your drive. Because currently if you look at this folder tab, you will not be able to see any files here except this one. This is like sample data which you can access and you can work with within your Google Drive if this is your first time. But if you want to work with your own data, you need to access your Google Drive. So what we are going to do right now is so go to your drive, then create a new folder, Colab tutorial, and then within that folder I am going to upload that data set. So yeah, so we had it here and we are going to upload it here. So the next step is going to be accessing this data set from the Google Colaboratory. So that is going to be our next step. So I'm going to run this snippet of code. Okay, so in the Google Colaboratory, you can also, create the uh, text blocks. Like here, I can maybe give a heading. So you can basically organize your notebook in a very beautiful manner. Like you can give title to every code snippet. So read data from Google Drive, and I'm going to move this a little up. So it's like a heading of my text snippet, and now I'm going to run this code snippet. Sorry. So I'm going to run this code snippet, and for that I am going to press and shift and enter together. And yeah, so here here you'll need to connect your Google Drive, and because this is my drive, so I'm going to connect it here. Then I'm gonna continue. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to give it access. Yeah, so my drive is now mounted, and if I refresh it, I can see that a new additional drive folder here. So if I'll open it, I'll go to my drive. Then within my drive, here we can see it. So this is my, so yes, so let's find the folder. So here we go. So here is the Colab tutorial folder, and from here I'll click on these three dots. I'll expand it, and then I'll click on these three dots, and then I'm going to copy path. And then after copying the path, what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to read it basically. So for that I'll need to install the pip install pandas. If you have not used Google Colaboratory before, then you will need to run it first before doing anything else. So pip install pandas. So because I already have it, uh, so it said requirement already satisfied. But if you don't have it, will probably run the snippet. I'm deleting this one now. Okay, so now import pandas as PD. Then my file path. Yeah, so here is my file path. Then what I'm gonna do is PD. Yeah, so PD read CSV file path. Oops, I didn't run the above cell. So yes, it has read my dataset. Now I'm going to add another uh, text block. So in the text block, I'm going to write display explore data set. So data.head. So it will show us the first few columns of the dataset. So display dataset. Let's say if I just say head, So it's going to show us the top five rows of the data set. So this is how you can basically beautifully see the data set values. So yeah, so I think that's it. But if you also want to see some other things like data.head, and then if you want to see it like in more detail, so you can also say that data, right, like data dot describe. So describe function will show you a description of all the numeric values. So it is basically these are the column names, and then these are the statistical values of those column names, like how many columns do we have. So we have a total count of 891 passengers in the train dataset of the Titanic. And then yeah, so it's just showing us the counts mean, but the average age, you can see that the average age of passengers was 29.6, so almost 30 years old. And then you can further explore dataset by by typing data.info. Sorry, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so here you can see uh, how many non-null values do we have. So for in most of the columns uh, we have non-null values, but in the age we have 740 non-null values. Means there are some records where age is missing. And then for the cabin there are most of the records where we have missing values. So yeah, this just gives you an overview of your data set. So yeah, that's about it, I guess. Thank you.